Hello Virgo, kia ora koutou katoa, welcome to my YouTube channel and also my Facebook page if you've come across this video on Facebook. So as always, I'd like to say thank you first of all to those of you who have subscribed to my channel, and I take this opportunity now to invite those of you who haven't done it to do that now or at the end of the video. That would be cool. And the other thing is, if it does resonate with you, leave me a thumbs up and or a comment. It's always nice to find out how or the readings are panned out for people. So so that'd be really cool if you did that, and on either social media platform either as well, so whatever one. So anyway, the other thing is I just want to I just want to remind everybody. So I'm reading my notes and it's like remember, and I just sort of remember. So yeah, I just want to remember to remind you that these reads are general, so they may or may not resonate with you. If they do, that's wonderful, but if they don't, just put it aside, because we have free will, so you don't have to take it, anything that comes through here. It's not imperative that you take it. It's just like, if it resonates, then it resonates. However, on saying that, it may be more of a forecast for you, so that could be why it's not resonating with you right now. So, and I've just realized that I have turned my deck up the other way around, so you may be finding, I'm just going to digress from a little bit from that, because you may be finding that things it may be a little bit upside down every now and then, especially a lot more lately. So just when you think you've got something figured out, it's like something happens and it turns everything around. And it's not, I'm not hearing, like for me, I don't see nowadays, I don't see that as a negative thing. I just see there may be time for me. It's a sign for me to just stop, take a breath, and be more in the moment, because it's depending on what is happening with you. So it's usually a sign, and normally it may be that I'm hearing that some of you may be like rushing around a bit and become a bit impatient because there is this, so things are being stacked up. Some of it is because you've procrastinated, and some of it is because I want to say procrastinated again, but in the sense that not delegated, or and procrastinated in delegating others jobs, little bits and pieces to do on the side, and ask for some support or help in some way. So it's this is about you allowing yourself to ask for help and let people help you. Okay, so, and I'm hearing some of you might be really quite pedantic about how things are done. It's like what I'm hearing, from Spirit, from Virgo, and from, it's what I'm hearing from Spirit. It's just like, get the fuck over it. And, this is about, it's not about dropping your standards. This is what the, Spirit are talking about. This is about giving yourself a break. This is also about giving somebody else a break, to let them in to help you. So it's a bit like, in giving we receive back. So in order to enable or help people, get people on board to help you, we have got to there's got to be a little bit of leeway there. And does it actually have to be done exactly like that? Okay, some things do, but other things maybe not so much, so long as the damn job gets done. Does that make sense for some of you? Or it's like and I get there are some things that, yes, there is a methodical approach to things, and to get the best possible outcome or the perfect outcome. However, and like I said, that's depending on what is going on for you. So or what where that is. But it's like I'm hearing again, like, see, this is like I've not been thinking or concentrating at the moment as and I've turned the cards upside down because I want to put them all up the right way. And it's because, so when a card is in reverse, I know that it's actually, you know, jumped out or flipped out in reverse, and it is, you know, not through a mistake. I mean, not so much a mistake, not through having a card in the deck upside down, or in reverse. But it may be that you are having to shuffle things around, which is like kind of what it's doing here, shuffle things around in order to get things in its place as well for some of you. And sometimes what I'm hearing is like you're just needing to let somebody in to give you a hand, okay? Oh, God, I'm glad I got through that. So the other thing, going back to my intro, so yeah, so these reads, you know, if they resonate with you, just take what does and leave what does not. The other thing is, so this is for, you know, Virgo, and Virgo maybe in your chart under your sun, moon, rising, and or Venus sign for you. And if the reading doesn't quite check out for you, like I say, you know, it could be a forecast. I don't know why they keep repeating it. So maybe some of you are not, you know, not hearing something, and you're maybe not listening, or it could be selective hearing I'm hearing, but maybe that you're just not, you know, because you're not in this moment, or because you're flustered around you doing this and your mind is out elsewhere, and because you've got in your head about things, it's like you're not listening, you know, like physically listening to what is being said out there to you or asked of you, and it's like you've switched off to a certain degree. So this is about, you know, coming back and switching back on again, coming back into your body, into yourself, and switching back on. So, okay, now I can continue on again. So, so check out what your other signs are. That could help also bring, you know, fill in those gaps that are not quite resonating here at the moment. So, excuse me, I'm blinking. It's really warm at the moment. And I could just feel perspiration coming off me, coming out of me. So anyway, let me see. Probably didn't really need to know that, did you? So anyway, there are bugs everywhere at the moment, and just things, distractions everywhere. So this could be something to you, and I can't see anything there, which is very interesting. So there is something, you know, like I feel like there's something to do with distractions. Okay, far out. This is taking a while just to get through this part. So I just also want to let you know that if you don't know what your signs are, there is a link in the description box below that will take you to a website, and it has a free calculator on it, and it will work it out for you. You can check them out. So the other thing is I have some courses coming up, and a course coming up and workshops, and they are to do around, you know, learning and going a little bit deeper with this stuff. So there is the first one is a workshop that's on in February, mid-February. This year, and it is basic for new or newish people, or people just wanting to get an understanding of what might be going on through them with things that they're feeling, seeing, you know, hearing, and that sort of thing, and trying to make sense of it, what is going on. So that workshop is a 2-day workshop, and we'll focus on, you know, that sort of thing basically. And you know, there's lots of time for, you know, Q&A for specifically for questions that you have to ask about your experiences and that. But I would say, you know, 99.99% of it will be covered throughout the 2 days in some way or form. And then the next course is a 5-month course that will that runs. So there are 10 1-day workshops in that. So and that's a lot more intensive and extensive. So for those of you who are maybe like looking at coming into this, doing this work, or maybe doing it, just going into it, or maybe, you know, doing it and finding that you're you know, maybe needing a little bit more foundational work, or a little bit more practice or experience, or whatever it is, a bit more teaching. So in a way, this course could be seen as like a mentor type course as well. So and that begins on March the 7th as well. So if you're wanting to find out what I am doing in that sort of way, and where I am going to be in the country later on this year, check out my website and what other specials and things that I've got going as well. Not my website, that's not up yet, but sorry, check out my Facebook page. The link is in the description box below. And also, if you're wanting to book a reading, I do have spaces ready. I didn't take a break this year. I'm going to take one a little bit later in the year. There is, all that information will be on my Facebook page and also in the description box below, other ways of contacting me. So anyway, far out, that was like really long and withdrawn. So there's something that I feel like when I'm talking about that long and drawn out, and I was going to say withdrawn, and it did like start to come out, but some of you, in the sense long and drawn out, there may be something that's been long and drawn out, maybe over the last year or two, as far, with a relationship, or in a way you're feeling about a relationship, or a job, or career, a shift and a change in the home, or whatever. So there's a long drawn out period that's gone through there, and it may have been, for some of you, it may have meant that you've withdrawn yourself from society for a bit, so you can go in that, you've gone in maybe that hermit stage there. So anyway, leading into that, so we're going to be doing a mind, body, spirit, soul sort of energy reading here. I'm just going to move that candle over there. And so you can hopefully get a reasonably good view of that. But I'll hold them up. It's kind of spread flow today. So Spirit have been changing things up. So I've just gone with the flow of it. So basically, mind, body, spirit, soul. So in the mind here, the first card out with this deck is my older deck, a deck that I used, haven't used for a little while, but an old deck anyway, so a Juliet Shaman deck. So this one is the Lovers has come out first in the mind. So there's something about love and choice with the Lovers. So there may be about you making some sort of a choice to do with a love in your life, or something around a third party, and there may be a third party or something, or someone that is trying to be a third party, or someone, maybe you've got this blended relationship where one of the exes is, or where the ex of your partner is being quite interfering. So there seems to be maybe a choice that needs to be made in there. But I feel like the choices, what they're talking about is when you're dealing with it, go in with the feeling and the background and the emanating the energy of love, okay? Because otherwise things are going to get more scratchy than what they already are. And with you going in that way, I feel like for some of you, this person is just going to be scratchy anyway. So either way, but the thing is that you'll feel a lot better within yourself because you haven't reacted or responded in a way where they've been antagonizing you or wanting you to respond, because it's not about being the bigger person either. It's just about being in a place of compassion, of love, even though they've been maybe a pain in the ass, or real bitchy or bastardy about things. So it's just because you begin to shift the energy. And often, I'm just hearing the kids, the children feel it. If there are children involved, children feel it. So, and then they begin to behave in the way that, we do as adults. So this is being very mindful about how you handle the situation. I do feel like for a lot of you, the lovers side of things, there may be some of you that are finding this new love within your relationship already, okay, that you're already in. And some of you are finding the new love is that new love for yourself. So I do feel like and that may not be faux pas with the other person that's in your life. So there could be a chance, or there could be for some of you, you taking a chance on, on yourself there, or taking, backing yourself in that sense. So some of you, I feel like there is definitely a third party that is involved, that is not so much an ex or somebody new that's coming in into a relationship. So some of you, I feel like you may be, leaving a relationship and moving into a new one, or somebody is coming into it and maybe, instigating something or poking and prodding around within a relationship. So I'm just hearing there's something that comes to an end on a physical level anyway. It's like I feel you start to look as the Ten of Wands here, and it may have been with this whole thing in your mind about what is going on. And for some of you, I feel like there may be something that you have got in your head about someone, being in, coming in as a third party member or hanging around or something like that. So what I'm hearing is that this is you may be either walking away from something, okay, so because this is, and there may have been a whole lot of burdens around that, so there's something about, walking away from these oppressive burdens that you've been carrying that actually not even yours, and it may be that you've been wasting or using a lot of energy that's within whatever is going on in here, with this thing here. It's like, and just moving away from it. So the 10 for me is about transition, okay? So you're moving from the 9, where the 9 is a completion of a cycle, in through this transition phase here with the 10, and and releasing that which serves you no purpose for your highest good. It's also, like we were talking about before, it's about looking at allowing yourself to offload some of the things, the jobs or the or what is expected of you to be doing, which is has just become a habit for you to be doing, and others kind of like drop the ball, as per se, and then and not actually help out. So this is about you actually asking for help or mentioning something, saying something, so you're not carrying the load all the time. So I feel like for some of you, on saying that some of you're within the relationship, there may, if there's an ex that keeps being bombarding or antagonizing a situation and that sort of thing, it may be that that partner has been basically offloading it, and it's like, well, you speak to them, it's like, well, actually that's your ex, you speak to them. So it's that sort of thing as well. It can be that as well, but there's definitely about you working, overworking. You might have had a really big heavy workload, and with a job that you love, because I'm actually like interpreting this as well as not just a lover's. There may be a job that you've really loved, or a business that you've your passion is, that's where it is, and something or someone is coming in and upsetting the apple cart maybe. But there is something about, there with that 10 of Wands there, that something is in transition where you're allowing yourself to move forward and allow others to come in and help. This is about you taking action and stepping outside of something as well. But there's definitely about, taking all that stuff that's been off your shoulders, because a lot of it has come from past, limiting belief patterns and sets and addictions and what have you, habits, that you've adopted, you could say, but now it's like you're unadopting something, you're releasing some things and allowing yourself to share the load. That's what I'm hearing. So you can have not a rest as such, not forever anyway, but just so you can so you're not grumpy all the time, or you're not tired all the time, or you're not withdrawing yourself, from things all the time, or a lot. Because on a spiritual level, the 10 of Pentacles here, there's something moving into, the 10 of Pentacles is, is about, a reward, basically. So whether it's, and it's, for me, it's not just about, the money side of things, the financial aspects of, with the Pentacles. It's also, this is you, Virgo. It's also about family, okay? Whether it's your immediate family, or a blended family, or extended family. This is about, there's some sort of foundation or instability, that you've been building or working towards is here or coming. So the 10 for me is like, once again, there's another transition and shifting and allowing yourself to move through things as well. So I feel like with the Lovers card here, going back to that, there may be for some of you, it's like you've worked really hard or really conscientiously and positively, and of being positive and shifting your mindset and also your energy, like working on yourself, and what is going on for you, what baggage you have, and what baggage is not yours as well. It's like there's something shifting in there, but it's like the Lovers, and I do feel like for some of you it's like you may be here already, or some of you maybe this may be coming up. You may be more seeing or feeling that, yes, you know, there is a beautiful love relationship here, and there's a more of a coming together, even though this other person is there, okay? Or and I'm talking about an ex, okay? For some of you, and some of you, I feel like there is somebody coming into a relationship, and so you may be leaving one to enter into a new one, or you could be that person that's entering into a new one, okay? Or leaving one. So it's either vice versa, it's you or somebody else. Cool. There's some movement anyway, but it starts to clear things up, because it may be something, yeah, start to clear some things up and allow some new beginnings to happen, because that's what the 10's about. It's about, you know, transitioning into something new, a new way of thinking, being, doing, you know, doing things, and knowing things, having things, whatever it is. Because then we have the 6 of Pentacles. So this is you too, Virgo, because, you know, with this 10 of Pentacles here, you know, a nice little reward, things are coming together so you can move into the next stage. There's a lot more foundation and stability. Then we have the 6 of Pentacles here with the generosity and charity. So, you know, there's that feeling on a soul level now that you that, you know, you are able, that feeling of being able to, you know, give as well as receive. You know, there's that balance in there. And this is like, a, you know, totally being able to give and receive. And this is, you know, that balance that where, you know, there is, where maybe you have not, you are more the giver and the receiver. And where your energy here, like, and back here was like, maybe there was too much giving and that interfered with your relationship. So there's something in you carrying the burdens of others as well. So this is about you. This is all about self-care and taking care of yourself, because we're no good to anybody if we're not taking care of ourselves, especially if we're, you know, if you're a parent and you've got children, and we've got to take care of ourselves, and we've got to lead the way so our children know, okay? Well, they get a good grounding and you know, and good stability there as well, and that if we're leading the way. But this is about, you know, being in that space now of being able to feeling like, yes, I can just give my energy, but also allow, you know, energy to come back, you know, to receive it as well. And, you know, from your children, from your spouse, you know, from other family members. Because I'm hearing with some of you, there may be, you know, this tendency to, you know, want to help people, but it's like you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make them drink. So, and then it becomes, if we're trying to do things too much for people, that's like, you know, we're enabling that habit, that addiction, that way of being to, you know, to continue. So it's like, allowing them to do their part. So we're coming back around into like the second week or the second round. So this not necessarily is the first week or in the second week. So actually this is from the 18th of January through to the 31st of January 2021. Okay, and then we have the 9 of Cups here, coming back to the mind stuff. So there's the 9 of Cups, which is interesting because it's about sensual satisfaction. Not necessarily in a sexual way, sensually, but it's like, this is about like, it's like you're listening more to yourself. So there's that intuitive side where you're hearing things, you're allowing yourself to move forward with things, you're listening to your intuition, things are, are going really well. Because there's all these things here with the 9 of Pentacles, a 9 of Cups here is like your emotions are more. I'm wanting to say intact, but it's more your emotions are more intact, but you're more in control of them in the sense that you're more knowing what they're about. So then you know why you're feeling emotional about this or that, and it's like you've dealt with the emotional connections with certain people in your life, and released that. And it's not to say that in this phase of whatever it is that you're processing. So and it's beautiful because like all your senses are opening up in here in this card. So it's like your sense of taste, smell, hearing, your vision, and and spiritually as well, and even to some degree on a soul level. It's like you are getting more in touch with your body, yourself, your senses. Okay, and so everything is starting to more come together for you. So there's the end of a cycle in the sense where you're that where your emotions are ruling you to some degree, or you've dealt with some bits and pieces along the way there. So in moving forward, so and then we're coming, oh gosh, that came out really quickly. So the next three cards is the Temperance. So on a physical level, well, that's interesting because we have the Temperance here, and it's about cooperation and sharing. So that, I'm feeling is just as much as in the mind as well as in the on the physical area. Part of it is like cooperating and sharing, and finding that balance in your movements as well, in energy, but also and with these cups here, it's like that's talking about, I'm hearing when I'm feeling that's talking about you are cooperating with yourself in some way or form, because you're taking notice, you're listening to what your body needs, you're listening to by through following your intuition, you're taking action when you need to take action, you're allowing others to help you in some way or form, and you're allowing yourself to say yes when you really need to say yes or want to say yes, and you're allowing yourself to say no when you really need to say no or want to say no, whatever that is. And then it's like here we have on a spiritual level the sacrifice of choice with the Hanged Man. Well, there's something about you moving forward, that there is, I feel like sometimes like you did see it as a sacrifice, and so it has become a literal sacrifice for you, but I feel like you're more grounded now, because there's a lot of red in what he's wearing here with the Hanged Man. And on a spiritual level, it's like I feel like you've turned things around, and you're able to now unhang yourself, release yourself from probably a male energy, I would think. I'm just picking up on, and allow yourself to move forward. Okay, whatever this male energy or male relationship is, relationship with a male energy is, if you're a male energy as well, or if you're a female, there's probably a male energy there, but it's like you get out of your head, and so it's like emotionally there's the water at the bottom there under the head, so you start seeing things from a different perspective, basically. So therefore you free yourself. Okay, I almost want to turn that upside down to put you on your feet, but we know what that's about. But at the end of the day, Spirit is saying this is literally your choice. What you choose to do, and how long that you keep going or continue on that path. Because what is here is like there are rewards in a way. So this has come up and is come out under the reward. So that is the reward about your reward, is like you allowing yourself to move. Oh, okay. So on a soul level, the Hierophant comes out. So what with spiritual awakening or spiritual meaning, or going within and searching for this spiritual meaning about things. And on a soul level, I feel like there is something that that comes in this next week or two, that comes through for you, where there are these epiphanies, you could say, and you start to find yourself just naturally allowing yourself to let people in, and let yourself go, let yourself out as well, and let parts of you that you have tucked away before because you've taken up a different role in life beforehand, and let that child out, or let that, the 21-year-old out, or let whatever you out, whoever that is, or whatever it is. It's like some of you, I feel like you've tucked your way, yourself back or away, and you've either been, at some point even I've taken on the father role or the mother role, or rather than being the sister role, or or just the mother role of your own children, rather than the mother role of your siblings and stuff like that, and own mother or father. There's this, but for some of you it's about that. For others of you, obviously it's going to be something completely different. So there may be some of you out there that can, you know, super really understand that. So I just want to say too, so whatever comes through here and, you know, how it resonates with you is like, you know, the theme of the story may not be exactly what's going on with you at the moment, but it may be something that is, you know, the theme of it anyway may correspond with what is going on with you in a different way. Okay, so there's something there, anyway, cool. But I do feel like there's a sense of, you know, being tired of doing that, but also exhilarated in, you know, in the sense that you can see like there's movement there. There's definitely something, you know, moving. So I'm actually recording this on the 14th of January. No, sorry, the 15th of January. keep mucking that up. On the 15th of January, so, and it was on the 14th, on Wednesday, 13th of January, where we had the new moon. So you may be still in this new moon energy. So the new moon energy may be with these cards. Oh gosh, that's way too many. I'm not going to take all those. Actually, I'm not going to take any of those because that was just way too many. So there may be lots of things going on because there's way too many cards coming out here, and it's like, that's not, you know, that's way too many. And I feel like I know why they've done that. So I'm going to draw a card with Archangel cards. So I'm using these cards because I went from another place during the week on certain days, and I'm going back there tomorrow, and I was there today, and I forgot to bring them back, my other cards that I'm using. So thankfully I have other cards that I can use. So these are the Archangel cards here in Passion. So this is Archangel Haniel, and trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. Well, that's really interesting. So we kind of talked about that, didn't we? So, but it's like, and I get that because there's something new coming up. So teaching and learning. So Archangel Zadkiel, keep an open mind and learn new ideas. Then teach these ideas to others. So whatever it is, you know, that you're doing, or whatever it is that you're processing, it's like allow yourself to roll with it. I just want to see who. Oh, okay, Archangel Raphael. Oh, I'm going to take those. So just know that actually, just like FYI, I have shuffled these cards quite well before I have begun this video. So Archangel Raphael. Sometimes we have to let people go. Then each can grow. If you connect again with them, it will be so. Okay. So here's a little poem type thing there. So affirmation. You're like, yeah, no, it's not really an affirmation, but a verse. So the next card, next message on this next card that he wants to say is choose your words carefully. Make sure you're using positive, affirmative, loving ones and phrases. Okay, a bit like that. Instead of saying, you know, i.e. everything is hard, just look at it and say, okay, it's challenging, because otherwise the attitude, if you notice when you say that, you know, your attitude or your energy may drop in your heart or your solar plexus, or, you know, in your body. So just, yeah, and so challenging kind of doesn't do that, you know. I know it doesn't for me, and it hasn't, you know, when I share this with others, it shifts the energy. Okay, so things can be challenging, yes, but it shifts that whole energy rather than saying hard, because it becomes, you know, you try that yourself. And the other one is like, instead of saying can't, turning that around, yes, I can actually. So it's like, yes, you can, okay, or yes, I can. Okay, so it's like switching that sort of thing, switching words around like that. It's like sorry. It's like, unless you are the one that has been, you know, instigated it, or you're the one that's created the problem or whatever, and then, you know, then you have, then, you know, sorry is the best word if you're going to apologize. You know, it's like, yeah, then it's like, yeah, I can say I'm sorry if I created it. And that, so if you know, if it's meant for me to take responsibility, yes, I will say sorry. And so, but if we look at other words, like, you know, because we often say sorry for everything, and so there's empathy and there is sympathy. So if somebody passes away, we sympathize with them. If there's something not quite going right with, somebody that's going on, it's not being feeling sorry for them. It's about feeling empathy for them, okay? And you begin to play around with different words and you feel how your energy feels. It's either going to deplete you, or your energy, or you feel a sense of, oh, and then rather than, a sense of, oh, and a more excitement in it. So, and yes, there is a time and a place for each word, and that's what they're trying to say. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there now for you, Virgo. I hope that makes sense for you, or with you. And so, please do drop me a line and thumbs up, or if this resonates with you. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And also, and link with my Facebook page too. Anyway, lots of love, peace, harmony, joy. Oh, God. Somebody doesn't want to go, but we're going, okay? Or move. So, and that maybe, I feel like that message is for you. So anyway, my guides and I, my spiritual team, we leave you with lots of love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, and adventure. Also prosperity and abundance. Okay, God bless you. See you in a couple of weeks.